Okay, so first I want to show you how to get started on these. Personally, I like putting a rectangle down that just covers my stage. Coming up here, let's make it light gray, a little darker, sure. Now that doesn't really have any real function for the design, but what it does is it makes finding your shapes a lot easier when you're working with white shapes. So, first step is going to be coming into your ellipse tool. At that point, you're going to, let's say, just go black, and then this is the stroke menu, or the stroke, yeah, I guess you'd call it that menu, and I'm going to turn the stroke to off. And that way we don't have any sort of lines around our shapes. So we're going to be making circles. Ellipse tool, hold the shift key down, and there you go. You got yourself a circle. Now if you don't hold the ellipse key down, you get that, but look what happens. See, as soon as you touch shift, makes it into a perfect circle. So get your circles going there. There's no reason to drag out anymore because they have to be the exact same size. You want to duplicate them. You can do that, just copy and paste. Sure, that's a good way to do it too. I like the duplicate on apples. You can use the option command and then drag your shape. I'm going to want that one to be white just so that we have a little bit of variety. And now this is where the sort of the tricky part is where people run into a number of troubles, is at this stage, maybe, let's say this one here. Okay, let's say your white circle is underneath and you want it to be on top. Easiest way to do that, well, easiest way is to use your keyboard shortcuts, but if you go to Arrange, you've got your Object, Arrange, Bring to Front, Bring Forward, Bring Back, and Send to Back. So if I want to bring it to the front, I'm going to hit Shift Apple and then the bracket, Shift Apple and bracket, and you'll notice that it put it on top or in the front. Since they do call this a stage, that kind of makes sense. So, move it around. Let's see, maybe we can make a sliver like that. Now I want that to go back. Let's see, there we go. And I'm just going to stick that on there to see what that does. Okay, so now there's a shape, a cell or a super group. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Now, the reason I have that gray on there is so we can move it out of the way. And sometimes it's nice, like right here. I think I want to look at it a little more, just how it'll actually feel once we get it going. So you'll notice I'm working with the selection tool. Make sure you're not over on the direct select tool, or you're going to start warping your shapes. But this one here gives me the opportunity to move things. I mean, obviously rotating circles isn't going to do anything, but we can move shapes around and then, sort of work with them there. Now, put that on there. It's a little easier to see, but I think at this point we can detach from it. So now I'm going to grab it all. I'm going to go Object, Group. That makes it really easy to, just click on it and the whole group gets selected. Now we know we need to use it 2 to 4 times, so let's try just copy and paste. And then let's try, okay, hold the shift key down to rotate, and it's going to rotate it sort of 45, I believe, degree rotations. And then we can, let's say, grab these, and I'm going to use my align menu. It's kind of a mess right now, but if I go to align, which is right up here also under window, I'm going to use this to align them vertically. Realize that I meant horizontally. There we go. Okay, so now maybe this is our first design. Let's see what it looks like on a frame. Now I want the frames to be all the same size too, so I'm going to have to watch out for that. Oops. Cancel. There we go. Okay, so now remember we want that in the back. There we go. So yeah, that could be our first design, maybe. I wouldn't call that a stellar example. I would want to play around with it a little bit more, but it's off to a start. Maybe we need to get a third, sort of group of shapes in there, and then let's see what happens when we mask it. Okay, so yeah, that actually feels like a pretty decent design coming along. So anyway, I hope that helps give you a little bit of an idea how to build these, and then we'll go from there.